Are you addicted to your phone? I was. I am. I am addicted to my phone. It's terrible. It's just so hard to live in today's world without being totally addicted to your phone. I feel like all my videos start out with today's world is killing you slowly. Today's world is keeping you from God. In all reality, it is. So I am probably addicted to my phone. I've noticed that if there's a moment of lull anywhere, the phone is out. If you go into society today, you will see that that is the case for most people. It would be a novelty to see someone just sitting and being in the moment while they're waiting for something. If you go to some place where there's a waiting room, I guarantee that they are on their phones. We do not know how to entertain ourselves. We don't know how to have our own thought anymore. There's no critical thinking. There's the few people that think and tell everyone else what to think, and then they do. If you have any sort of moment, let's fill it up with someone else's gobbledygook. I feel like I'm getting my cart before my horse, which I do that a lot. My brain goes 70,000 miles an hour. I am addicted to my phone. There are times when I would be trying to script a video. I have my laptop out, the page is open, and then I'm on my phone watching TikToks or Reels, and it's weird because it's like I don't go looking for them, but I need that dopamine hit. I can't have my own thought that I come up with on my own, so I'm going to procrastinate by looking at what everyone else is doing. It's really sad. It's a form of self-sabotage in so many ways. Our attention is obviously in the toilet. It is so far gone that it's non-existent. But it's weird because when I would do this, I feel my brain being like, I can't think about this right now, so let's do the phone for a quick second. And then I don't know how, but I go into any app and somehow I end up watching short form videos, which suck you in. And somehow so much time has gone by, and you're like, I literally laid on my couch all day doing nothing except watching everyone else's lives go by on the internet. I feel like that's for everyone though. That's what happens to most people. Somehow these apps know that that's a great way to keep you on the app. You'll be scrolling through the feed and then a video will pop up, and instead of continuing to scroll, you get stuck on the video side, and then it's just video after video after video. It just keeps you on the app, which is what they want. I would feel the dopamine hit when I would get on the app again, when I'm like, I really need to be working and creating, but that is harder work than just consuming. So the body wants the easy job of consuming, and creation is so much harder than consumption. It's interesting because it's so hard to create true creation of your own experience, of your own life, of your own thoughts, because it's so hard to have your own thoughts when all you're doing is taking in everyone else's thoughts. So that was a very long preamble to what I'm about to say, which is my phone just died one day. It was weird. I was using it. I walked away for a little while and I came back. I picked up my phone and it was just black, totally dead. So I did what any girl would do in 2025, and I got on my laptop and I found a new phone to order. I found the best deal I could because I'm not buying a brand new phone. I'm just gonna upgrade my model a little bit. Nothing crazy. Cool thing is, the phone wasn't gonna arrive for another week because of where I was buying it. I had to figure out how to live without a phone, and it was actually very peaceful. During this week where I don't have a phone, there were definitely times where I would want to reach for my phone, but there was nothing there. There was no quick dopamine hit. There was nothing to distract me. I felt like my life actually slowed down a little bit, and I felt like there was more peace, and there definitely was more productivity. That weekend, in the middle of the week of my phone, because I lost it on a Wednesday and the new phone arrived on a Tuesday. That weekend in between the Wednesday and Tuesday, I got so much done on my scripting, on my filming, on my editing for these videos. By the time I got to the fourth day, it was a Sunday. I had basically spent all day with God. We had church, and then I read my Bible on my own for a long time. I played worship music throughout the house, and I just felt like God was really moving in my life that day. It was very beautiful. And looking back, I do feel like a big reason for that was because I was, in essence, doing a social media fast, and just a time of slowing way down and not feeling all the noise. That week was so peaceful, and I was not anxious hardly at all. It was fascinating because I was so much more productive. When I went to bed, I wasn't just scrolling for a long time. I got more sleep. I was more productive in my household. I was more productive in my work, probably both corporately and here on YouTube. I was definitely more spiritual. I did miss certain aspects because every morning as I'm getting ready, I listen to the Bible on my phone. So there were things like that that I definitely did miss by not having a phone. But I do feel like there was actually more bandwidth for God to speak and move in my life because I was not constantly distracted. I was not constantly bombarded with all of these other thoughts from people that have no business informing my life in any way. When I got the new phone and everything synced from my iCloud and all the apps came back to life, all of this chatter, all of this noise was back, and I hated it. I took the time to go through and turn off all of the notifications from every app, all of these social media apps, all the random apps that I just have. I don't get notifications now. I love it. I just don't even go on the social media apps anymore. I may just fully delete them, I'm not sure. But one time I logged in just recently, and this is how I came to this conclusion. Everything came back on my phone. I immediately found myself back in the scroll, back in the short form video just bombarding me. All of these pages that I don't remember following on my feed, but here they are proclaiming their ideas. When I first logged in to social media after I got my phone back, I could just feel all these things coming at me all the time. And I'm like, it is hard to think. It is hard to hear myself have a thought, and it's hard to come to my own conclusions because there's so much information coming at me all the time, and I definitely don't feel like I can just feel God moving in my soul the way he was a day or two ago. And I didn't like the things that I was even seeing on the feed. And then it hit me, I actually just don't want this in my life. I had a very peaceful and productive and spiritual week being away from this, and I want to continue that. So that's when I decided I'm turning off all the notifications. I am not logging in to social media anymore. And I will say, it hasn't been very long at this point. It's been maybe a week back with my phone. I think this is a beautiful decision I've made. It is hard because there are times when I find myself automatically picking up my phone and going to a social media app, and I see the first thing and I'm like, no, why am I doing this? And I exit it out and I'm like, you need to get it together, Priscilla, stop. I don't know. I've just really enjoyed this slower life, this more peaceful life, and I feel like what I've done in the last 2-ish weeks without having a phone have been really good on all fronts of my life. So that brings me to my last point, which is this modern life is very detrimental to our spiritual life. I would encourage you to do some sort of technology or social media fast for a time. See what it adds to your life and what room it gives God to breathe into your life for you to see and feel him. I feel like sometimes people feel like they don't see or hear God, but there's just so much noise. It's like, when are you actually making time to hear him? When are you making time to spend time with him? If you're just constantly going with the TV, the computer, the phone, all of that going all day long, or music when you're driving, it's like, when are you quiet enough to hear the still small voice? Or even without hearing God as the objective, when are you in a still enough position to hear your own thoughts? When was the last time you had your own original thought? It's really baffling because it's like, are we at all? I don't know anymore. It's really hard. I think it's really good for us to definitely detox from these things. Definitely get it out of your system. It is still hard. That's why I say I'm still addicted to my phone. It's hard. Being separated from it and having boundaries with it is extremely helpful. That's just something that I'm going through right now, and I feel like it would benefit you, so I wanted to share it with you. If you have ever done a social media or technology fast, or even a food fast, because that's a whole nother thing. I'm so excited because this year I'm totally gonna do some full-on food fasts. But let me know if you've ever done any sort of fast and what kind of benefit you felt, because I know there's definitely levels to it. There's a physical level, there's the spiritual level, there's the mental level, the emotional level. There's just so many levels. So let me know your fast story, whatever you were fasting from, technology, food, anything. So curious. Let me know if this opened your eyes, because it totally open mind. I would hear pastors talk about fasting and doing a technology fast or a social media fast or whatever. I'm just like, oh, that's cute. Good for you guys. But now I'm like, whoa, this is legit. And I don't hear people talking about the benefits of it. Sunday, that I really felt God moving, I would just be overwhelmed with tears and this desire to praise and worship Him because of how wonderful and marvelous and incredible He is. I was just in awe of His glory. That's the type of spiritual whoosh I would get. I don't know how to describe it. This wave of just being overwhelmed by His power and His glory. I would just fall to my knees and worship and pray and speak in tongues and all that. I highly recommend it. I will want to do it again. So excited for my future fasts. If you got anything out of this, I would love to hear, comment your fast stories down below and the benefits you got out of it. And also share this with a friend. More people need to be aware of this. Pass it along, share with a friend, like and subscribe for more. I will see you guys next time. I love you so much and God bless you.